Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of Chiefs Out West. I am your host, Butch Davis. I decided to go through a little preview video of the Denver Broncos offense right before our Sunday tilt against Denver on Sunday afternoon. Kia isn't able to join me right now. We'll be doing a full preview of the game tomorrow, but I decided to do this quick video, and it was inspired by an article from, I believe the name was Steve Ruiz. Steven Ruiz writes an article basically saying that he doesn't believe in the skill set of Drew Lock thus far, especially given his past two outings, pointing out some of the flaws in his game and basically saying that he doesn't believe that Drew Lock is going to come to fruition as a starting quarterback in the NFL. I'm not here to refute all that. I don't know exactly what the future holds for Drew Lock, but after reviewing in full the Denver Broncos game versus Houston Texans in Week 14 in Houston, I'm here to say that I'm a bit of a believer myself. There were some things that I really liked from that outing from both Drew Lock and the play calling that I think could translate for him not only this year but going into next year. So I'll highlight a couple of those things for you real quick, and just let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. All right, first thing that I note, and mind you that I watch what I do when I try to break down the film. I'm looking for is not only what Drew Lock is doing in the pocket, how he presents himself, and how the throws are coming out, but I'm also looking at how his reads are progressing when he drops back in the pocket. Where is his head tilting to the front? Is he going from left to right? Is he going through his progressions? Is he looking deep first, then coming down? Is he going touchdown and check down? Or is he simply locking onto one read and throwing the football? And I'm also looking a little bit before pre-snap. Where is his eyes going? Where are his eyes going? Is he looking left to right? Is he making sure that the formation is correct before they snap the ball so that they don't get a pre-snap penalty? Is he calling out protections, etc.? So that's the sort of the auspices in which I'm viewing Drew when I go through this review. But here's what I noted first when I took a look at the film, and I tried to be as objective as possible I could with this. First thing was play calling for Denver beat Houston. The play calling concepts from Rich Scangarello kept Denver balanced. They looked familiar enough to be simple and added nuance off of simple looks to get big plays. So what do I mean by that? When I look through the tape, when you look, especially from the first half going to the second half, they did a good job of doing things that look familiar. Stretch run zones. Anybody who understands or has watched Denver's offense over the years, especially as Chiefs fans, remember those old school Denver teams. What were they able to do? They were able to run those zone concepts, those stretch run concepts, whichever running back they wanted. And it looks like it seemed like they had a 2,000-yard rusher every single year, every other year in that Mike Shanahan offense. Guys we had never even heard of before getting 2,000 yards and going to the Pro Bowl in that offense, merely off of those types of run concepts. And they're doing the same thing in Rich Gangarello's offense as well. But they're doing that to keep them on task by getting 3-4 yards at a time with the play with the run game. But they also have looks off of that, which were fantastic, which I think really helped keep Drew Lock in phase and kept him in balance. I'll give you an example. So let's start with one of the plays I called out. I say props to the Scangarello. Some of these play calls are fantastic. He actually disguises a halfback swing out of 11 personnel and dumps it off to Fant, and again making Drew Lock for a big gain. Again making Drew Lock do absolutely nothing to get 28 yards. And this play was fantastic. The one that I called out on that, it was they had actually run that little halfback swing. It was out of Drew Lock's under center. They're in a single back formation, and all they do is run Phillip Lindsay out to the flat. They hit that earlier for a decent gain. The next play they come around in midfield, they bring Drew Lock out. He fakes the quick swing out to the halfback. Everyone bites on it. Half of the defense bites to the halfback swing. Noah Fant is in line as the tight end, acts like he's blocking and just slips upfield, just takes 2 steps upfield. Drew Lock drops it off to him to get an easy 20 yards. So play calling like that, off of those simple looks, they're able to get more things out of it to get those big plays. And that's something that I like from their offense. Second thing that I noticed that I actually, again, I was impressed with. I was impressed to see this in the QB school again with JT O'Sullivan. You probably heard me mention his name a few times. He's pretty good. You should go watch his videos. I can see why he likes what he saw from Drew Lock and his mechanics because they were almost flawless. I said this from under center, he looks calm and poised. And when I say calm and poised, when a quarterback takes those drops, when you look at his feet, you're looking to see how far is he getting back into the pocket off of that first drop. Is he taking what's called a bucket step, where he needs to do 2 or 3 steps just to get himself enough depth to get off of the offensive line, or is he doing what I saw from Drew? Is he taking one snap, or taking one step? First step is getting him as much depth as he possibly can. So that way the second and third can keep him in phase, and the routes that are being ran downfield, the route combinations have a chance to develop, and he's not getting hit. So that's one of the things that I really liked from him. One of the plays that I was noting was again, and this was out of a single back formation. Drew's under center. This is in the second quarter. This is on first down. Takes a quick 3-step drop. Snap, 1, 2, 3, turns, dots the slant to Tim Patrick right on time. It's the drop and his smoothness, how calm his feet look under center, that allowed him to make that throw to Tim Patrick. Not just the throw itself, but the mechanics of his drop that I really like, that were able to keep him in phase there. Another thing that I noted. This on probably a little more on the negative side for Drew Lock. I mentioned that he likes to key in on one receiver at times on deep shots. He clearly is working touchdown to check down. By touchdown to check down, I mean he's looking downfield first, looking to go over the top, and then down to his check down when that's not there. So he's clearly working touchdown to check down in this offense, but he doesn't look off the safeties enough. Okay, so it's clear that when Drew Lock is in practice, his QB coach and his offensive coordinator, they're working with him. They say to him, hey, on these plays, we want to try to get to the third level of the defense. So you're going to have to identify where the safety is giving help and where the voids in the defense are going to be first, in your progression before you bring him back down ultimately to the first level of the defense. So that's good. It's good to see they're working with that. But like I mentioned, he locks in sometimes on his first receiver a little too quickly. I have noticed on one of these plays here, I actually read the play to you. Sorry, I got a lot of notes going on here. But I actually read the play to you. So it was on a 3rd and 9. This is in the second quarter, the beginning of the second quarter. Houston goes cover one man free. So it's man across the board with a single high safety. Lock peeks out to Deshaun Hamilton off to the left-hand side, takes the snap from shotgun, turns, looks, and lofts it down the sideline for a big gain. Now, he gets the gain. He gets the completion, rather, for over 20 yards and a first down. What I didn't like, better free safety play on that is probably going to get him. Turns and looks directly at the receiver he's getting ready to throw it to right off the bat. Safety sees it. He's not able to get there in time. Luckily, Hamilton is able to run over the ball and make the catch for the first down. So that's one thing that I think will get him if he doesn't fix that going forward. It got him later in this game, the one interception that he threw in the red zone. Again, shotgun look. He's turned. He's looking at the receiver down the right-hand sideline. He pumps first and then throws it. And it was the safety was there all the way. Jonathan Joseph was playing underneath coverage because he knew he had safety help over the top, and it was a very easy interception. So it's plays like that I think he'll need to eliminate. But there was a lot of good in Drew Lock's tape from just that one game. I'm not sure exactly what Mr. Ruiz is getting at completely. I don't think he gives Drew enough credit just from the small sample size that we have thus far. But this is something that I think that they can work with, Denver can work with going forward. If the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach are making him this comfortable with their play calling, Andrew's catching on to it in a way that he's able to blow out a team like Houston, who everyone had, maybe even a lot of people had going deep into the playoffs this year. If they can do that on their field, then that means that they're going to have something, a foundation there that they can go forward with. And Kia and I will definitely be going into the preview tomorrow for Kansas City versus Houston, or Kansas City versus Denver, rather. It's going to be pretty interesting. I have a couple points there as well that I think we'll need to discuss if Kansas City isn't going to be caught up in the proverbial trap game. All right. Thanks very much.